Yo, yo, yo. Oh, shit.
Hold
up.
Mic check, mic check.
Good.
Yo, yo, yo. What's happening? It's Poppy Too Tall. At least that's what my bitches call me. Everybody else gonna call me Too Tall the Prodigy. Sitting across from me is a legendary streamer. Introduce yourself, my G.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoulReaper, also known as, my original name is Majestic. I go by Majestic, though.
So why the name change?
SoulReaper I came up with 3 years ago. I don't know. It was just like, I figured I needed something attention grabbing a little bit. When I came up with it, I just like, I like the idea of the Grim Reaper as far as drawings of him and growing up or whatever. When I would see drawings of the Grim Reaper as far as cartoonish or artsy style or abstract style or whatever the case may be, I don't know. I was always like drawn to like that idea of him.
Aesthetic and shit.
That idea of the Grim Reaper obviously is like, it was founded upon, I guess, coming up or whatever. But at a certain point in my late 20s, I just started like, not caring about the thoughts of others and whatnot, you know what I mean? And especially when I was coming up with this idea to start streaming.
What inspired you to start streaming?
I always had a passion for playing video games. Once gaming became this big entity, not even the entity, just the idea of like being able to interact with others around the world or whatever, everybody playing together. Like I always thought that idea was dope. You know what I mean? As far as streaming, around when I turned 15, I moved to like East New York, Brooklyn. And
are you originally from New York?
Yeah, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Grew up in Flatbush, but I ended up in East New York around 15, and a group of friends. We used to video games together, and even before them, it's brothers and 2 sisters. We used to all play games together. Like growing up, we played everything from, the first play up to, what's going on now. You know what I mean? So,
what kind of games y'all playing?
Everything. We playing everything. I got a little bit of everything. I used to stay away from like the soul type everybody be playing. Now, yeah, I used to. I ain't gonna lie. I used to stay from that, but now that I'm older, now I got a little more patience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm now invested in a lot of those.
So what was your first soul game?
My cousin be like, "You gotta play."
Nah, you're missing out. You like Cyberpunk. You would fuck with the Souls games. You're tripping. But you, what about what was your first Souls game?
I wouldn't say my first because I didn't really get to beat it or anything like that. I just tried it a few times. Yeah. I think. I want to say the second Soul.
Like DS2? Dark Souls 2?
What straight away is like, the fighting style. I'm a very combo based, I like this flashy movements.
So the Souls game being like one hit, that was appealing to you type shit.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, my attention span needed it.
You're talking about more games.
Well, I just want to be able to get that.
That's the one.
Because we can get like the right thing plugged and I can hashtag it and use it as a clip type shit. So I want you to like.
Right. Now one for them.
It's crazy hating on that second one. I feel like the second one wasn't even that bad.
Nah, it wasn't bad. Like I said, like my brother beat it. I watched my brother beat it. He's definitely like
the DLC was a bitch, yo. That shit's so long.
Nah, yeah, he's into all that. Like he got me trying to attempt those type of games and whatnot. I'm about to get into Elden Rings. I'm about to get that a shot.
And it's funny you bring that up. I just started playing that shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. Honestly, though, I don't like it compared to Dark Souls 3 because 3 is just such a quintessential masterpiece.
Right.
Honestly, if you want like I would have Dark Souls 3 is a 10 out of 10 game in terms of story, mechanics, like everything, yo. If you play like a Souls game and you want like the quintessential Souls game, go with the third one because between the bosses, bro, and the way that they like have you level and shit. Because I don't like Elden Ring because it feels like a Dark Souls 3 ripoff, but like streamlined, you mean?
Right.
Like almost like they made it for a general audience type shit, or like people who have never played the Souls games before. Because I've been playing the Souls games.
So you saying I should play Soul 3 instead of playing Elden Ring?
Yeah, at least play then Elden Ring so you know kind of like where it came from type shit.
Copy.
I've never played Skyrim either.
I never played Skyrim. It's get talked about a lot.
Damn, never played none of that. Elder Scrolls? That's wild.
Elder Scrolls is another one because of the first person view. You know what I mean? I played Black Desert. I don't know if that.
What was that one? Is that
MMO though? That's not a Souls like kind of game. It's more MMO. I played a little bit of that though. That was okay.
You play a lot of MMOs?
Nah, that was actually my first one, and that like got me hooked. Like, a lot. The mechanics of that game was crazy. The only thing is that it's, like, you got it in real time. You know what I mean? Like farming, getting your stuff. You know, like and I gotta go to work and shit. So
I hear that.
So there's that.
My first MMO was that Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah?
Yeah, I fucked with that heavy, yo.
That's crazy.
I tried to play that, but I could never, because I was trying to bootleg it, and I could never get that.
It was free, yo. Why you trying to bootleg it?
Right.
It was free?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I was just dumb. I don't know. That's what I thought. I thought it was free, but every time I tried to like get it, I don't know. Maybe I was downloading a virus. I don't know. I was little that.
Yeah. So what do you look for when you're purchasing games? Because you know you only got your money. Like what do you
because
look
I'm
for?
streaming, like I look at purchase video games as an investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I like it, I'm gonna play it. Right now, I
Play that whole fucking game though.
right. I'm a Drake fan. So
Okay.
you know, when Fighters came out, like that was a big part of my content. My first year, I want to say. And I feel like I got a lot of my following from that, amongst other things. You know what I mean? Really, people tuned in when I was, you know, streaming or whatever. And then I wanted to branch it out a little bit from that. I started playing a little bit of Warframe. Warframe was pretty cool.
Warframe.
I'm actually getting back into that a little bit today. Destiny is crazy. I'm gonna lie. Especially
Destiny
I gotta get that
1 or
last
Destiny
expansion.
2?
Destiny 2 right now. We playing that right now. Me and one of my friends, Springs, another streamer I met, who we ended up being like cool. He's a friends group and all that. I met him. I ended up meeting him just like a couple ago. I ended up taking a trip back to New York, maybe around May or something like that. Yeah. Him for the first time, and the first time I started streaming around with him, like because we started doing some stream together and things like that. That was like 2 years ago. So for the first time, like a couple months ago in New York, and I thought that was pretty cool. That was the first time, you know, like I hear others on Twitch or Twitter or Threads or when they talk about, you know, meeting other streamers and like that. And I always thought that like the idea is kind of cool, but at the same time, like my personality, like I never thought I would be, you know, actually, you know, sticking this something. You know what I mean, like as far as networking and like that, or even making a friend out of this thing or whatever. That was never even part of the idea. Now, I don't even plan on being, you know, some big high finesse. You know what I mean? Like if I could curse, excuse me. I don't see this far. You know what I mean? This is just a hobby of mine that I use as an outlet because, you know, life is a little. Me taking the time out to, you know, put a stream up or edit a video or, you know, just to put it takes my mind off of other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's more so what I utilize Twitch thing for. You know what I mean?
Almost like a therapy session.
It's a therapy session for sure. You know what I mean? Like you can't be out here everybody. At least I don't think. You know what I mean? Like we gotta look at life like everybody got their own shit going. You know, the world, everybody got their world. Everybody's world revolves on. You know what I mean? So I can't expect somebody to, you know, have the time to what I got going on when they carrying their own shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's why I always say like advice is ultimately useless because you only ever give advice from your perspective and what type of shit you going through. Like I might give you advice on some shit and then you go interpret it in your own way because you got your own perspective and things, and I might not have even knew you was gonna take it like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like so, and that's another thing. You gotta be mindful of. You know, what you saying to people, you move around certain people, you don't know what they've been through or what paths they crossed with another person that made them a certain way, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's too much of eggshell walking. So, yeah, like, this Twitch thing is like, I'm hugging on to, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not on here talking about shit like this. Like, when I'm streaming, like, I'm not in my bed like this, regularly. I'm on there playing the game. You know what I mean? I'm there, like, we having fun or whatever the case may be. So this is the first time, like, if anybody, any of my, or like, even I feel like a lot of my friends, like, and maybe some family or whatever, like, this is the first time people are really getting to hear me talk like this, even, you know what I mean?
Right, unfiltered thoughts.
Whatever the case be, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel necessary outside of, it's my camera, you know what I mean? Because I don't really plan on getting too controversial on my channel or, you know, really bringing up no topics, you know, boys should be girls, like shit like that. There ain't gonna be too much of that conversation going on over there on my channel. Now you may hear some real opinions or whatever the case may be, because a lot of the times I'll be streaming with my guys. Yeah. But it's not gonna be too. It's just gonna be, you know, it's just fun times. You know, not too crazy.
Yeah. So you said you was from New York. Hit me to some spots like in New York in terms of like for shit or some shit like the locals will know about, but like not normal people would know about.
Excuse me. Caribbean spot. Everybody, at least, you know, it's locally known. Yeah. You know, for locals, no footprints, but it's just a Caribbean spot that a lot of, you know, people eat at. It's popular out in Brooklyn, especially.
So how do you think New York and shit? I think that made you think differently than say the normal person, or like the average person, I should say.
It definitely, I'm definitely more aware of the people around me, if that makes sense. Like, it's a lot of different ways of thinking. I think you being around all that, you have no choice to. I don't want to say follow suit, because I don't mean in a following sense, but you got to try to keep up. You know what I mean? Everything is fast paced, including the way of thinking. You know what I mean? And if you're not keeping up, if you're not on par, like doors open to get taken advantage of. You know what I mean? So you definitely need to. I feel like it definitely made me able to be one step ahead. I don't articulate myself well as far as my speech. I definitely had troubles getting my point across or whatever, but my thought is there. Like I went in my head, everything is right. It's picture perfect. It just never comes out the way I wanted to sound, which is why I stutter a lot and things like that.
No, you're straight.
Because at least, man, like, we just probably piece that all together. Right? That's crazy.
At least from my perspective, when I was out in New York, my immediate thought was if I was growing up here, there would be a lot of distractions. And I feel like that would almost hinder my growth. Like, I feel like it would lead to a lot of quick growth in one aspect, like with experiences and shit. Yeah. But I feel like you wouldn't have enough time to really have a relationship with the self. At least that was what I was thinking when I was walking around the streets of New York.
It definitely is a lot of distraction. You know what I mean? It's important to know thyself. You know what I mean? It's definitely important to not only know yourself, but, you know, personally, as far as I let things distracted out there. Let's just, you know, not knowing too much about life, jumping the gun into life, and things happen fast, and it got to a point where I needed to slow it down. You know what I mean? And that point, which is also when I started doing Twitch, I was working at the time, so I was able to invest the time into, you know, like page and you know background up and get my overlay. You know, I got a whole bunch of time into that stuff, which worked because once I started working, I didn't have the time for that type of editing and stuff like that. You know, the time to like, you know, overlay going, get OBS going. You know, like the sites, blurps and stuff like that, and let's go off the, you know what I mean. And I had enough on my page to have chatters interact. You know what I mean, and I think that helped out a lot too for a little bit.
You said you had to like slow down, and I know like me and you have talked off camera, just one-on-one. Like, do you find yourself meditating more during that period? Because I know you're more like on the spiritual side.
As far as when I took a break from Twitch, because I did take a little break. I was actually, no, I was beating myself up. Yeah, I was that tight. Because I had quit a job because of mistreatment. Yeah. And right at the time that I did that, I had gotten into a car accident.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, that like, be back because, you know, to pay obviously the damages in my vehicle. I was working another job. I was actually door dashing.
Shout out DoorDash.
Yeah, shout out DoorDash. I was actually door dashing. When I got into that accident, I was actually looking into my phone trying to accept the order when I pressed on the gas and hit the hitch of Ford F-150. And that shit went right through the grill of my, y'all gonna laugh, my 2022 Spark, Chevy Spark, like compact.
Got you from A to B, right?
Yeah, that shit had Wi-Fi in there.
Gangster.
Yes. Anyway.
How you fit in there? Because you tall too, like me. How tall are you?
6'2", 6'.
I feel
on a good day. You know what I'm saying? So, the seat was able to go back far enough for my knees and whatnot. So that was cool.
So did focusing on Twitch help you get out of that hole of like blaming yourself and shit? How'd you get out of that headspace?
That's exactly what I did. I had the energy into that. Like if grow following, you know, where I'm at now to get into, I mean, seeing me at the point where I was to seeing me where I'm at now and where I'm going or whatever, as far as the different backgrounds, different change in setups and, you know, I've heard into the things like that or my overlay and things like that. It would be more of a kind of community, you know what I mean, in a sense, because they see me from the bottom, you know, some type of top, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or my idea of the top, you know, whatever. Because again, I don't really plan on blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another fun fact. I don't really plan on like doing much, you know, throwing a pie in my face or nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'll do like little and like try to get my people's clothing brands out there, give out like free grand for, you know, amount of subscribers or whatever the case may be. You know, in that manner or whatever. You know, community involved like that. Like I said, as far as giveaways and little cash prizes or, you know, I'll them up in the future, whatever idea I have at the time.
Because that's what it's about, going back to the community. Yeah. It's all feeding each other at the end of the fucking
exactly.
day. That's why I do this. Going. I'm trying to put a light on like more people so that way more people can do that exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, man. Like,
of course.
I've been asking me for a while to do this, you know what I mean? And I've been ducking and dodging. Only like this is first for me, you know what I mean? So it definitely made me hesitant. And at the time, I wasn't in the headspace to, you know, step further. But if you're expecting some type of change, you can't keep doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's that idea kind of was, you know, fuck it. Like when you that day you asked me, it's like, all right, let me just we gonna get it done. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going over my words. Yeah, I'm gonna stutter. Yeah, like,
not sure,
but like there's an effort. You know what I mean? You know, so
I appreciate you for coming on, bro. Being the first and all that shit. So let's spin back around to I've been trying to ask you since you brought up Warframe. What's your favorite Warframe in the game? Because I used to play Warframe back when it came out.
Right. So I just kind of like 2 years ago started playing Warframe.
Shit, I stopped playing probably like 5 or some shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm late to the scene. But now I'm using Garuda Prime.
Who the fuck is Garuda?
Yeah, it's a
what do you do? Is it she?
It's she. I can't really tell. The movements look a little feminine, if I must say, but you know. But like she got like almost like lead bending kind of bending powers. Like this one power, she got like absorb all damage from everybody and like all the damage like it into like a blood bowl like above her head or whatever the case may be, and I could have to use it like right away. You know, I keep like terrorizing, keep like growing the bubble, and then like I could throw it to cause it like a big area damage. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Fucking what's so dope about Warframe is like I love versatile they all are. Like each one for its own specific thing.
For sure.
Like they have ones I played, it was like Ash was main killer.
Right.
Like if you had to like kill a room of enemies, you would do Ash, and then if you was doing like survival and shit, you do the ice dude, have a little globe and shit. And when I used to play too, I think shit was a lot more broken. There used to be a grenade launcher. I think it was called a Tonka or some shit like that.
No, but I think that Gordon I'm using right now. It's kind of like Burst Tommy.
Okay. Yeah, but I used to run the little grenade launcher because you could like stack up a bunch of enemies and then just blow them all up at once type shit. And you used to be able, like the multipliers were completely different from what I understand. Like you used to be able to bust out like a milli damage, no problem type shit. But they did a good job of keeping up with that game, considering like the fact you playing it in the modern age. I played it back in high school type shit.
They just added like 3-4 new Warframes, and I, from what I've heard, they trying to compete with Destiny 2. So that's cool for them. That's great for us. You know what I mean? We got 2 good games to play, so that works out.
So, what other fighting games do you fuck with? Because you said you initially kind of blew up off of fighting games.
Yeah, like I said, Dragon Ball Z Fighters was really the first one. That one, like, that could be like all favorite, like, or the style. I think the style, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, or the chat, or you know, comments. Blue Blaze. It's a Blue Blaze cross tag. I played that. And I think that came out before Dragon Ball Z Fighters. So I want to say that Fighters got the idea from Blue Blaze, but idea worked perfectly for Dragon Ball Z. With the switch characters like Street Fighter style, you know, it's just pretty cool. And then it's like 2D but 3D still, but it's like a 2D platform fighting game. So it's a crazy idea for Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean?
From like that's always like the only fighter I really fuck with heavy is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But the problem that I always felt with Mortal Kombat is they restrict themselves to that 2D environment way too much to the point where it's
kind of
like,
classic. At least for that, like some games stay like that.
So, but I mean, modern titles like they should be doing that. I feel like with the describing is they're incorporating like almost they're doing 3D, 2D, like some shit.
Yeah,
and I feel like there's a lot more creativity there compared to just sticking with some shit that we've had since 1990.
Yeah. So as far as like games like Street Fighters, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, those three classics. Include the honorable mentions that go in those seats, but those were the main three that I was playing growing up. I feel like those titles should remain, you know, classic state or whatever.
Really was
with the exception of what they did with Tekken is crazy.
This Tekken?
Yeah,
that I knew was Tekken crazy.
Yeah, this new Tekken is bananas right now. That. Mortal Kombat, but I like what they did with this new Mortal Kombat, bro. I'll keep it a stack with y'all, like behind that.
I don't like that shit either.
I bought it when it first came out, and I ain't played it since. I ain't played it since that month that I bought it. I have not played it since, bro.
That shit felt so where each character got 180 moves, 250 moves or some shit. Meanwhile, motherfuckers are feeling like half-baked ass characters. They got this cameo system that's just garbage.
I don't understand the cameo system too much. As far as what they did with the story, I get it. They brought everything back to Mortal Kombat 1 or whatever the case may be. So understanding that, once I was picking the characters, I realized late that Scorpion wasn't Scorpion. He's
fucking
his
Sub-Zero.
master, Hanzo. He's I forget the dude's name.
He's Sub-Zero's brother, Kuai Liang, instead of being Sub-Zero like he usually is.
No, I'm talking about Scorpion's master. The Scorpion.
Oh, the Takeda.
So I played Hanzo in the last Mortal Kombat 11. That's the one that got me a good amount of views as well. That the combo system for Scorpion at the time was crazy.
I liked 11.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I feel like
it was fast paced, very fast paced too.
Nah, it was slower compared to X. Did you ever play X?
It wasn't faster than X?
Nah, it was not. X was the one where you could like run and shit. 11 is where they were trying to slow it down. That's why they had the fatal blows.
I felt like I was wilding in
Pressure blows.
As far as combos.
Oh, the combos went crazy for sure though. Did you ever get into, because you said you fuck with Dragon Ball, you fuck with Naruto, the ultimate Storm games?
Yeah, Ninja Storm is crazy.
What'd you think about those games compared to Fighter? Because I don't really know much about fighters, but I played on 4 was fire.
It's just another different style of fighting game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's another breath of fresh air, you know what I mean? It took me a while to try to incorporate saving your substitution with still not breaking your guard, trying to make sure you don't lose any of that stuff while maintaining the W in the fight. That's a different game, you know what I mean? I definitely prefer the Dragon Ball Z style, like Fighters or Xenoverse or, you know what I mean, those type of games. I'll definitely be getting the new Dragon Ball Z coming out this year.
Oh, sure.
That's a classic, that Tenkaichi. It's not called Tenkaichi, but it's Tenkaichi 4. I don't care what they talking about. Yeah, that's the title. Oh, but yeah, I'll definitely be grabbing that one. That's a hood classic right there.
What other games have you been peeping that are going to come out that you're like, oh yeah, I got to buy that?
That's probably about it. My main focus has been on that one. Like I think that's GTA 6, but we got some time for that. I want to give Black Ops a shot. I like what they're doing with the movement as far as the being able to jumping around and all that. I'm curious to see.
So what have they done with the newest car?
So basically,
Omni movement.
Omni movement. It's kind of crazy. That's a dope name, actually.
That is a pretty dope name.
But basically, you should be able to dive and slide in all directions.
Oh,
right. So on some Max Payne
action movie shit,
jump and dive shit. That's kind of cool. I think I've seen a little bit of play on Instagram.
Is it like still boots to the ground though, or is it more like futuristic?
It's still boots on the ground. If they had jetpacks, right? Nah, that shit was whack.
Takes immediately after Black Ops 2.
Oh, for real? It's made by Treyarch?
Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 4. They got that progression all fucked up.
Nah, that's crazy. But no, that definitely looks interesting.
Is the next one Treyarch? Is that who's making it?
I believe so.
Oh, they own it now?
Yeah,
Well,
I
no.
think
Shit, I'm out the loop.
Activision is the other
No one
one.
can make a Black Ops game besides Treyarch. They can still make Call of Duty game, but not a Black Ops.
Which is pretty fire.
What other shooters do you fuck with other than
I played Siege for a little bit, and I was having fun with that. I ain't gonna lie. I like
fucking Siege, bro?
like you got to be a little patient for that, but I like the tactical shooter. They added that for Call of Duty too. In this last Call of Duty 3, I'm playing that heavy too right now. What's that game mode called? I forget the name of that shit. But basically, it's a game mode almost Siege, just without that extra, not knockout. It's another one. I think it's something with an S, if I'm bugging. But that game mode is pretty dope.
What operator do you like to play on Rainbow? Because I used to play that shit back in the day. I used to be diamond in that bitch. I used to fuck with that game heavy.
I was playing because I had some streamers at the time that was I was playing, so I was playing with them. Well, not playing with them, but they encouraged me to play. So what was I running? I believe definitely shorty with you could build the wall. I forget the Clash, right? You could build the wall. I like that. Clash was pretty cool.
Clash cool.
There's another one with the little remote
drone.
car, camera car.
Twitch?
I think it is Twitch.
She like shock shit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
I like her gun. Do you have a favorite studio video game developer overall in general?
With some, definitely NetherRealms. Because they logo's super tough.
Yeah,
Scorpion in the background,
fire.
that shit is hard. And then what's Santa Monica?
Santa Monica, what are they, man? Is that racing?
If I'm not mistaken, ain't that God of War?
Oh, is that God of War?
I believe that's whatever studio make God of War, man. Excuse me. Shout out to y'all because that's probably the best game I've ever played in my entire life.
The newest one, the one where it's a Norse god.
Period. That's just the series. The idea of his fighting style, everything about God of War was just a super dope idea at the time. Like I really enjoyed that whole, from the story mode to the gameplay, everything about it was fire.
So I meant to ask you this way earlier, but what console do you play?
Right now I'm on Xbox Series S.
But you play them all? Because you were talking about playing a lot of places.
So right now I'm definitely a Series player, but I plan on getting 5 as well because my friends are all on 5. But I enjoy S because Xbox was partnered with Twitch, so it's easy to stream right off the Xbox, off the console. I don't know if PS5 does that too, but I know you do.
It's definitely not as supportive. You can stream right to Twitch from your PlayStation. It's
to the laptop and all that. It's all
super clean.
It's definitely
for it. And I haven't done it in a while, but
that's kind of one of the main reasons too why I mess with Microsoft as well, because of that opponent right there. And then not only that, but at the time when I made the switch over, because I think it was from PS3 to Xbox 360, and 360 was going crazy at that time. They Lost Planet was crazy. Like I think the graphics, that was supposed to be like a first look or idea of this next gen
potential type shit.
Right. What it's supposed to be like or whatever. And to me, it lived up to the hype at the time, at least from at the age I was or whatever.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I remember I had
360 had a good run.
and I desperately needed to have an Xbox.
For some reason, like Halo was out. You know what I'm saying? The whole
PlayStation got its revenge in the next era because I don't know, the PS4 versus Xbox One. It's a debate, but PS4 for me, I feel like
because Call of Duty came out, and then like it was between that and I don't know. I can't really. Halo was still a big title at the time. Gears of War came out.
True.
I don't know. I think Microsoft was still wilding. I think they were still. I can't really think. PlayStation was really mainly one-player games.
That's true, because also the Xbox had the backwards compatibility shit too.
You know
does it still have the Xbox?
Yeah,
backwards? It does.
Absolutely. The idea of paying $20 for the PlayStation Now, and like I looked at the list, and the list is not. It's not even all that, man. Like, it's not, man. I had to pay a PlayStation 4. Okay. Matter of fact, I just want to shout out my friend's clothing brand, Lion Wolf. That's what I'm wearing right now. Cool. Whatnot. I actually met these guys 5 years ago, right before I made the move to come out here.
Yeah.
I was working at FedEx, and matter of fact, wow, actually, it's a good point to, I should have included this 40 minutes ago. But so.
Power of editing.
Right. One of the biggest reasons, or what made me take the big leap is actually meeting these guys. At the time, I said I was working at FedEx, and like I had the idea to stream or whatever, but like I didn't think with everything I had going on or whatever and how I was living and shit like that, like I didn't think that was suitable to be put on camera. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to grind for a little bit and give me a little spot, you know what I mean? And then we going to take off from there or whatever the case may be. And like I said, we got to FedEx. I ended up meeting these guys and they had their clothing band going and he was wearing his shit to work. And I thought that was like mad cool. Shout out my guy, Marquise, man. Like Marquise, Mike, Ryan, with everybody involved in the company and whatnot. They were just young guys that had the idea and ran with it. You know what I mean? And it was just taking off for them, at least from what it looked at from what it looked like in my eyes, or whatever the case may be. You know, they definitely had clientele. They had people commenting and wanting their next drop. You know what I mean? And that was inspiring to me. They was doing that, and he's still here with me working at FedEx, you know what I mean? You know, like, while having that stuff going on the side or whatever the case may be. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it too, you know what I mean? Let me get my foot in the creative water as well, you know what I mean? Just hearing them talk about what they had going on and how they would go about creating their next drop, you know, or whatever season. It was just dope, you know, coming up with the whole little operation plan or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, emotion, man. I gotta have some type of emotion, man. So that's part of the reason too why that made me jump on the idea or whatever. And I've been hanging with them ever since they did streaming with me. You know what I mean? Like anytime you hear laughter or group of guys in the background, that's them. You know what I mean? So shout out my guys, man. Shout out everybody from East New York that I grew up with. They know who I'm talking about, man. They even get to see this because they own things and shit like that. You know, goes on and whatnot. But shout out to them too. But definitely, like, shout out to these guys I'm doing these things with, man. It definitely took a turn for the better since we've been in cahoots, and I'm appreciative of that. So
I got one final question for you. Shout out to Kill Jace. We was in the studio, and he's like, yo, Too Tall, your next interview, you need to start asking this question. Let me just pull it up on my phone real quick. So question I wrote down is, how do you feel about the direction the industry is going right now? So your industry, I guess, would be like the Twitch world or the video game industry as well, if you want to comment on the direction of the video game industry.
That's the video game industry.
You feel like you like the direction?
Yeah, I like where it's going. So far as I would like to see a little more from the VR. As far as I'd like to see a little more taken into and being invested into that, as far as it being more immersive, more realistic, you know what I mean, as opposed to, you know, seeing now as far as like you know, body by the hand and flinging them all around and shit like that. That's cool and cute and shit like that. But I want to see some, like, that movie. Kid is playing the real Call of Duty, like he's playing the actual. I think it's Gamer or Game Over or some shit like that.
The 2000 some shit.
I forget the name of that.
Bro, you know, I was thinking of that movie the other day too. That's crazy. You said that, yo. I could not think of the name. I still don't know the name.
I think it's Gamer or Game Over or some shit like that. I could be mistaken, but I want more like that, like anime.
2009.
Fuck,
I've been trying to think of that for a decade, yo.
They started doing shit like that, like they on to something like that. That's something to stream right there, like, you know what I mean? In fact, there's a realistic shooter on PC.
With the police thing. Yeah,
that's cool. That's probably the closest, even though it's not VR. But that's the idea and the direction I want the shit to go in.
They were so creative with the way they use shadows and shit to make it look more realistic.
Yeah, that shit is cold. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wish Xbox could get on that.
You know, I was just saying to somebody the other day, like, thing with the industries, the gaming industry, is it's like there used to be games like or Destroy All Humans 2, where like so much creative shit. Like, it's an alien that came down to Earth and became president, and now, oh shit, popping off. Like, that's crazy creative shit, you know what I'm saying? And people would want to play as an alien. Prototype, you're playing as some super OP Hulk type fucking character. Imagine if they did like the destructible Hulk shit, like now modern technology. And I feel like it's such a shame that the industry is just pumping out like and competitive games with microtransactions and all that shit. Like,
it's killing me for a little bit. The BR wave, I ain't gonna lie, it needs to be battle royale. You know,
exactly. It frustrates me because it's like I don't have the technology to do some crazy creative shit. Like Elden Ring's massive fucking game. Like, I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame there's not more creativity.
For sure. Definitely. So it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it takes a hell of a lot to code You know, this shit.
Animation is fucking awful.
You know, disrespect to, you know, the creators and shit like that.
For
but
sure.
yeah, for like, definitely, like, child, like, idea of gaming was like, at this point, was like, what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Enjoying what's out now. Don't get it twisted. You know? So this Dragon Ball Z looks amazing. I can't wait to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I'm really looking forward to. They did with the graphics and keeping it all like anime style, comic book looking. I think that's pretty dope, man. So, and I'm sure that took. Matter of fact, I heard they used all of the creators from all of the other Dragon Ball Zs to work together on this project or whatever. So that's amazing. Like, imagine like creators of Call of Duty, you know, together, or matter of fact, not even all the creators, but all the creators of the top shooters coming together to create
the Battlefield,
Tom Clancy, all that shit, you know what I mean? Coming together to create the perfect shooter, you know, like that type of, it's on that level. So that's pretty dope.
Shit, well, we gonna wrap it up. If drop your socials one more time, shout out anybody you want to shout out.
Yeah, man, y'all can follow me. I gotta look at mine. I'm SoulReaper on Twitch. That's capital S, capital R, 2288 on Twitch. SoulReaper. That's Majest_330 on TikTok. So yeah, man, I'm posting clips on there. I should have some stuff up before y'all see this.
And we gonna link it in the description or the whatever it is on Spotify as well. So y'all make sure you tap in the description as always.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. This was pretty cool.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate having you.
Little setup y'all got going on. Y'all, you know what I mean?
Thank you, bro. Appreciate y'all for watching. Uplift yourself. Cool. That's it.
Appreciate y'all, fellas.
Of course, bro. Anytime.